Hey guys, so I'm here to talk about Happy Death Day to you. Well, not literally to you, but just saying the name of the movie. And let's get to it. So what Happy Death Day to you is about, as well as why do we need this sequel to Happy Death Day. Okay, so Happy Death Day to You starts off revealing this device named Sissy, which was named and invented by Ryan and his group's mates, whose names that I cannot remember, for a final year project in college, I think. And what Sissy does is that, well, it was supposed to slow time, but instead it loops it. Sissy was later on explained to be the possible cause of Teresa Tree Gelbin's misery in Happy Death Day, that she was stuck in that loop because of this machine. So technically, it's Ryan and his friend's fault for causing her to go through that shit. Later on, Ryan somehow contracts Teresa's deja vu, which means that he becomes stuck in that same loop as well and being pursued by a killer in a baby mask, killing him each day and making him, well, replay back his day. Later on, the killer is caught and is revealed to be Ryan himself. However, it is unclear if this Ryan is from another dimension or from another time. Didn't really say anything, but so I'm just gonna call this Ryan Killer Ryan. So Killer Ryan then explains to them that he has to kill this Ryan in order to make things right, in order to prevent any more complications, such as working Sissy, using the wrong algorithms again. Overwhelmed by fear, desperation, stress, as well as not wanting his friends to even consider letting this Ryan to kill him, our Ryan loses his shit, starts up Sissy without even caring if Sissy was running on the right algorithms or not, sets off a cataclysmic time explosion and sending Teresa Tree Gelbin back to reliving Happy Death Day, with a little twist of being so in another dimension. So what do I think of this movie, Happy Death Day to You? Well, I can say that it's definitely funnier seeing how pissed off Teresa is being sent back to relive Happy Death Day because of Ryan, and it shows her how pissed off she was, and with the Ryan in that dimension, as well as this movie having more things going on, such as she being sent in that dimension with things are slightly different, and these differences are some of the reasons of putting her in a difficult position to decide if she wanted to go back to her own dimension or not. So I think going that direction is a great idea for a sequel. Throughout the movie, there isn't really much slashing, as most of the time it just shows Teresa just killing herself over and over and over again, just so that they can figure out the correct algorithms and the variables to work Sissy with, so that they can send her back to her own dimension. But don't worry guys, I think there's just either as much or more suspense in this movie, as well as being somewhat more in depth. Okay, so let's just talk about the problems I have with Happy Death Day to You now. So I would think that most of the problem lies in the first act, because I think that the first act was overall just poorly done. It was so bad. It was really, really stupid as well. Because if you are listening to my explanation of what Happy Death Day to You is about, it's mostly focusing on the first act, and you can probably find a few problems of my explanation of what this movie was about, and such as like how the heck did Ryan and his groupmates suddenly become like geniuses and are able to build this machine, this device that is able to loop time, and why did the college even authorize them to do something like that? I think it's just really, really stupid. Okay, and second of all, why would Killer Ryan why would he think that, we're talking about a guy who is able to build a device that can loop time, and he thinks that the only rational thing to do to clear up this mess is to kill our Ryan in order to make things right. If you kill this Ryan, it will probably make things even worse. It will upset the balance of the interdimensional worlds or something like that. So, instead of killing him, why not they just, they have like one more genius in that dimension, so why not the two Ryans and the group mates can just sit together and just talk over and calculate the correct algorithms to run Sissy with, so that they can clear this mess up without setting off a cataclysmic time explosion and getting Teresa to relive the same shit. And the third problem I have with with the first act is that, when he sets up the cataclysmic time explosion, there was like just plenty of time for the others to just pull the plug in the machine and just get it to stop working. And I think if they did that, that would probably make the first act less stupider and more okay for me. They were just standing right there, just waiting for Ryan, just telling him over and over to just turn the machine off without pulling the plug themselves, without taking any initiative. Like, why? Like, why? I mean, they're college students, they cannot be that dumb, can they? So after seeing all that in the first act, this was my reaction. What the fuck? What? Oh wait, no, there's no one next to me, I'm just sitting by myself. So this was my reaction after watching the first act. I was doing the math in my head. I was trying to figure out why did the first act go like that, you know, why was it so stupid? But well, I can only think of one answer as to why. And a lot of people will probably feel the same way, especially if for those who have watched the trailer before the movie, because the trailer seemed kind of deceiving. It shows sort of like a really different story. It was kind of showing things like, I mean, it was kind of giving me the impression that, well, everyone seems to be gonna die, but you know, in fact, not everyone seems to be gonna die in this movie at all. Fortunately for the second and third act, they seem okay for me, with the third act being the best part of Happy Death Day to You, because the ending was great and one of the main heroes turned out to be Ryan himself. He was one of the most determined people to bring Teresa back to her own dimension. I mean, but don't worry, Carter Davis is also one of the main heroes of this movie as well. And how the heck throughout the movie is Teresa Tree Gelbin, played by Jessica Roth, how the heck is Jessica Roth able to keep her hair so perfect? And you know, her hair just stays perfect throughout the movie, no matter what situation she's in. So that's another thing that I'm really wondering about, you know, after watching Happy Death Day to You. Also, one more thing I want to add is that just because they have this device named Sissy and they talk about the concept of interdimensional traveling, things like that, this movie, Happy Death Day to You, is now under the sci-fi genre, which seems a bit sudden and awkward, but okay. Another thing that I'm afraid about this is that, well, I mean, this movie now being under sci-fi and more of its mysteries is being uncovered of what happened, of how did this deja vu loop type phenomenon happens in this movie. Well, I'm just afraid that if they're going to make some more movies later on of Happy Death Day, it's not going to be as suspenseful or as mysterious, which will not make the movie enjoyable and interesting for me. So I would just worry of how they're gonna go with the sequels of Happy Death Day, if they are willing to go continue making sequels of this movie. Overall, I would think that Happy Death Day to You is an okay movie and also a good sequel to Happy Death Day. It could have been great if the first act wasn't so shitty. If you guys want to watch this movie, then I would recommend you guys to, I would think that you should still go watch this movie, especially if you have watched the prequel, Happy Death Day. Just watch the first act at your own risk. Okay, now that's all I can talk about Happy Death Day to You. Thanks for watching this review and looking forward to seeing you guys again soon. And cheers.